Our God is altogether worthy, He is altogether lovely. Here I am to worship this morning. Of course, you're tuned into the breakfast hour this morning. Right here in the studios at Flashpoint, Grand Cayman Islands. Want to say, giving our God a praise and a thanks.
Indeed,
He is our God this morning.
Yeah.
It is indeed that, sometimes we do not. I was talking this morning earlier about the idea of how we sometimes when we go to the temple in the mornings, on a weekend, Lady Elise, we sometimes go there because it's the right thing to do. Let's go to church. People just do stuff like that. We just want to go to church, and we take it as a ritual, rightfully so. When an important person comes to town, let's say Elon Musk or President of the United States turns up, the president of your conference or your union or whoever it is, very important person. When you decide to go to that meeting that they are coming to, what you do is this. You do everything possible in your power to be there. The Queen of England, for argument's sake, when she was alive, there's a ritual that one had to go through to see her. It's like you have to be in training, and this is what I've been told. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. But you had to take some time to train. I don't know if it's a week or a month, I'm not sure, but you have to follow you have to be taught in the protocols of how to address and how to be in our presence, all of that.
Right.
And people take it with such great pride when getting that opportunity to go. But the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords is present in His temple. And today, I don't feel like going today, man. Oh, it's my Jamaican vernacular again. It's just jumping out all morning. I don't feel like going here because, sure, I work all week and today I am tired. God can understand. And we take that. But with the Queen, we are in arms, we are anxious, ready to go.
Right.
Front row seats at the football match. And you can't wait for it to come. And so we pride these things in the presence of the Almighty God.
I'm reminded that there's a footballer, I believe Messi, who was supposed to be playing in Jamaica, and persons are going just to see him.
Just going to see him. But guess what? God is present in your temple. And guess what? It's just God, yeah, man. It's just God. It's all right. God, you can wait. I want to say welcome to the breakfast hour this morning. And indeed, it is a beautiful morning. It is, indeed. Giving God.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd, just you and me together. We'll all seem better outside, just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever. Are we part of this circus? Is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter? Or is this our fate? At least now I'm feeling better, I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd, just you and me together. We'll all seem better outside, just us in the sky.
Indeed, this morning I want to say good morning once again to everyone, your viewers, listeners, VIPs. Good morning, Canada, UK, Grand Cayman, of course, and the Caribbean. I want to say the US of A. Yeah, I want to say good morning to you this morning. We want to just give our God a praise and a thank you. I want to say good morning to our VIPs, especially this morning. But sometimes giving us the heads up on some songs that we must play in the morning. And of course, I want to put this song on this morning for somebody. I'm going to drop this one, lady. I'm going to put it on. I did it yesterday in the past. I'm going to start it in the morning. This was requested yesterday, and so I'm going to play it this morning.
2 Corinthians 2:9 and 10.
No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him. But God has revealed it to us by His Spirit.
You're locked into the station that helps you tap into those incredible things that God is preparing for you.
You're listening to Flashpoint, the family radio.
God promised to take care of all His children when they're going through some rough times in their life. When it seems that all around has fallen, yeah, and the devil tells you you cannot win. Only believe, put your faith you trust in the Lord, He will deliver right on time. Before the day is over, before the night is through, you will find the answer. God will come through for you. You've been praying for deliverance, but His words give assurance. Before the day is over, God will come through for you. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. So whenever you are faced with your problems, yeah, just give them to Jesus. I know He'll lift your heavy burden. Hallelujah. He's a faithful friend to those who love and trust Him. Oh, thank you, Lord. There is nothing too hard for my God to do. Oh, He's a mighty God, the Prince of Peace. There is no one like the Lord. Remember, there's a balm in Gilead, yeah. God will come through for you, yeah. Before the day is over, before the night is through, oh, you will find the answer. I believe, hallelujah, God will come through for you. You've been praying for deliverance.
You've been praying for some deliverance for a while. But let me tell you, the assurance is there that God will come through. Before the day is over,
God will come through for you.
God will come through for you this morning. Lady Elise, this is what I wanted to say this morning. Before the day is over, God will come through for somebody this morning.
It is so reassuring. It is so reassuring that, you know, we serve a God that will come through for us, a God that is faithful at all times, ready and able to respond to us, to show us that He cares. And sometimes when we're going through the crucibles, you know, Mikey G, to be honest with you, we sometimes ask that question, where is God when all the suffering is happening in my life? You know, I've been praying for this thing, but, you know, it's so reassuring to know that God cares. Even if He's not answering instantly, you know, we live in an instant world. Listen, if I send a WhatsApp message and I don't see that blue tick or I don't see a response, I'm like, I sent you a message, and instantly I expect a response. And that's the same way we treat God, you know, like He should be more instant than the messages. But the fact is, God knows, and He knows our circumstances, and therefore, you know, our devotional yesterday reminded us that the storm will pass. And so, as we start this morning's breakfast hour, yes, Mikey G.
Go ahead. You're going to just do it.
Yes, I want us to start with our devotional, and so that the listeners can start off on the right foot. I want to say a special good morning to our viewers on Facebook, those who are viewing on YouTube, and of course, want to welcome our brand new subscribers. Welcome to the family. We are happy to have you. And of course, with this media group, you can participate. You can let us know if there's anything in particular that you would like to hear about, and you can also share with us what's happening in your neck of the woods. And of course, we have a birthday club that's up and running, of course. Yes, yes, yes.
Flashpoint Birthday Club. Of course, we're talking about cybersecurity today. And we
Yes.
want you to stay tuned this morning's episode of the Breakfast Hour. Talk a little bit more about scamming and some of the things that people have come up with to do some real bad things to some of us while we try to navigate our daily lives that is going through so much already. Somebody wants to
Yes.
compound it even more. Of course, when we come back, this segment of the Breakfast Hour is brought to us by M&M Construction for all your construction needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. Of course, when we come back, we have much more to talk about.
Good morning. This is day 13. He counts the number of the stars. He calls them all by name. Psalm 147 verse 4. Stars and Sand, written by David McCasland. Team led by an Australian astronomer calculated the number of stars in the known universe to be 70 sextillion. That is 7 followed by 22 zeros. That unfathomable number is said to be more than the grains of sand in every beach and every desert on Earth. The calculation was the byproduct of research on the development of galaxies. One team member said, "Finding the number of stars is not really the research we were doing, but it was a nice result to play around with." Having an estimate of the number of stars can help us praise God with greater awe and wonder. It is good to sing praises to our God, for it is pleasant and praise is beautiful. He counts the number of the stars. He calls them all by name. Great is our Lord and mighty in power. His understanding is infinite. Psalm 147 verses 1, 4 and 5. The psalm not only presents God's majesty, but it also affirms His personal concern for each of us. He heals the brokenhearted, lifts up the humble, and takes pleasure in those who fear Him, in those who hope in His mercy. Let us praise the great God of stars and sand, who knows and cares for each one of us. The God who made the firmament, the God who made the deepest sea, the God who put the stars in place, is the God who cares for me. Our quote this morning reads, "All creation points to the Almighty Creator." End quote.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
reminder once more that we serve a big, wonderful, awesome God. I'm not sure where life has taken you. I'm not even sure if you're a believer in God, but certainly we are here to remind you not just from what we have heard, but what we have experienced ourselves. And one of that experience is that, God who made the stars. She said there are 22 zeros. This is an estimate of the amount of stars. Yes, an astronomer said that it's 6 trillion. That's
6 trillion. It's the first time I've heard about that number.
22 zeros.
22 zeros.
There are 22 zeros, so beyond my counting ability, because I'm certain by I reach maybe 1,000, I would already have gotten distracted several times.
Exhausting my ability to actually think about
count.
it. Yeah.
Yes, and that God who made the stars, He cares about each individual, and it's not just like a mass. Sometimes I'm so overwhelmed, Mikey G. I have stuff to do. Not the God you serve, not the God we serve.
We forget it. We forget some of the things that promises that are given to us. One of these promises is my promise that I would take for myself. Of all of them, when you go through the water, it will not overflow you, and when you go through the fire, it will not kindle upon you.
It says you'll go through them, right?
It took me a while, Lady Elise, to conceptualize what this actually means.
Right.
And many persons, even when they have read it and even deliberate on it or even explain it, they don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand why, but it's a true statement.
Yes.
And I realized that I had to go through the situations.
The experiences.
The bad ones that I do not want to have.
It's not just peachy.
No,
it's not just sunshine. You get some rain as well, eh?
Not just sunshine, but you have to go through the situation. And while you're going through the situations, it's not an easy road to travel. It's a tough thing to deal with.
Yes.
And I can tell you, we all understand this principle. But we sometimes forget that while we are going through these things, we have survived it. We are surviving, and we have survived. Because this is an experience that you must have had, may have had, and you have gone through, and then you're looking back and say, how did I come through all of that? How did I make it out of all of that turmoil, that storm, that disaster that was going on, that pandemic, not an epidemic now, pandemic of catastrophic proportion of circumstances and situations, and you're saying, how did I make it through? But God is in control, Lady Elise.
God is in control.
Yes.
He's an awesome.
And He shows us how He takes care of us.
Yes, He does. And as we get into the conversation, Mikey G, a lot has been going on in the cyber world, and we are concerned, and we also want to help persons by providing the necessary tools they need to manage in this cyber world and to stay safe. So we do have a video that we would like to share with you, and it will provide some information as you navigate staying safe online.
Really and truly, how it is that some persons are threatened in cyber world because they don't really understand what is considered valuable information, right? So we're going to look at what is known as your personal identifiable information, or we call PII, right? So we look at those things like your name, your social security number, your birth date, your credit card numbers, your bank account numbers, any government issue ID, your address information, whether it's your physical address or your digital address, so like your street name, your street number, your emails, and also your phone numbers, right? So all of these that I've already listed are information that can be used to positively identify you as an individual, right? So which means that there's no two persons that necessarily has the same name, social security, and same email address, same physical address, right? Have the same credit card numbers. So there has to be some difference. Even if you have to share the same name, you must have something that is completely different from the other person. Now, what most don't understand, personal identifiable information has subsets, right? And these personal identifiable information also speaks to your personal security information, right? So those are informations that you basically use online in the digital world, right? Your usernames, your passwords, your aliases that you use online for your social medias, your banking accounts, and all of these things. Those are what we consider to be your personal security information. These are things also that you developed yourself, right? And then you have your personal health information, right? So this speaks to your medical records, whether they're electronic or they're your physical records. Your personal health information is also a subset of your personal identifiable information. So once it is that you understand what your information is and what is the data that you actually possess and how valuable those particular information are to persons who wants to carry out nefarious acts, then it is that you learn to protect them even more. Because I've been places and I've seen persons having their documents, their personal documents, and they basically just throw them away, like crush them up and throw them in the bin outside, or giving public access. They don't know who is around, they don't know who is following them, right? So we have to make sure that we learn to protect your physical and your digital personal information. Now, in these, we're going to look at protecting the devices that you use. And we're also going to look at the measures you can take personally. So, hearing about some of the hacks that have been happening, right? First thing I'm going to jump at is speaking about messages and emails, whether it is that you're receiving a message from WhatsApp or you're receiving a text message, an SMS message, or you're receiving an email. Now, oftentimes when persons want to steal your digital information, your personal digital information, they will send you links or photos by which it is that you have to actually open these particular links. You click on these links, right? And even some of these messages that you receive, the act of clicking on these messages leaves you open to being hacked. Right? So you have to understand that it's not everything that you receive you should open, and not everything receive that you should actually click on. So you're going to avoid any form or suspicious links and emails that you may receive. Don't even bother to open them. Just delete them immediately. If it is that you suspect a link or an email is coming from your financial institution, my suggestion to you is that you contact your financial institution to say whether or not they are sending out messages or emails about any particular topic, so that you can avoid mistaking any email or message for something being legitimate. Now, one trick that I do know that hackers use is that the names of the emails or the addresses from which the emails are coming from and the messages closely resembles those of the senders, such as your financial institution, your doctors, your medical facilities, your organizations, and so forth, right? So you need to be able to look at those emails very, very closely. Find out what is the official address of these institutions that you're doing business with. It is simple as sending somebody an email. So for instance, you're sending, well, I'm from Jamaica, so NCB Jamaica or JNCB normally will send out an email. So it will be jncb.com. So simply by placing a 1 after the B, jncb1.com, any hacker can send you an email just like that with a link for you to update, your information. And usually clicking on the link will think that it's a legitimate email coming from the financial institution, right? But paying close attention to the address, there are always one simple difference in your email address, your domain names, is either they're going to be using a full stop, they're going to be using any form of special characters, your full stops, your hyphens, your dashes, your asterisks, numbers, stuff like those, an extra letter or a missing letter, right? So you have to look out for those when it is that you're receiving emails to ensure that it is the correct address that you're receiving those emails from. Now, if it is that you are not sure, like I said, don't open it. Simply contact the financial institution or the organization if they actually are sending out emails to their customers or their clients about any particular topic. So you avoid suspicious links, emails, especially the links. If you know that these persons are not doing any form of business or advertising or anything at all, do not click on a link. Especially too, if the link asks you to reset an account information and so forth, do not click on the link. Most organizations not ask you to reset your account that way, right? They would ask you to log into your own personal account, or they'll ask you to come in. Now, the act of logging into, before you even log in, because even the hackers will also do that, ask you to log in. But even if it is that they send you a link for you to log in, don't utilize that link. You yourself go on to the website, go to your browser, type in the website address that you know for your financial institution or any of the other organizations. And then you find the areas by where you're supposed to do your resets. Do not utilize the links that they sent to you. But before, like I said, contact the organizations to ensure that they're the ones that are sending you the information, right? So also be aware of sharing too much on social media, right? Way too many persons share information on social media that they don't really understand how valuable that information is. So for instance, somebody is excited that they're going shopping or they're going to a famous restaurant, and they take photos all the time of these particular restaurants or their shopping sprees. Now, you taking a photograph of you making a payment for the fine dining that you just had, or that very expensive outfit that you've bought. Now, when you take that information, when you take that photo, and your credit card is displaying that photo, highlighting your name and the credit card number, what do you think is going to happen? Right? Also, providing information to where it is that you are going to be going next, or where it is that you're coming from, or what you'll be wearing at that place, right? Those are information that sometimes you need to limit on social media, because like I said, serious hackers know what to do with that information because it is valuable to them, right? And when you're in public, avoid using public Wi-Fi. If it is that you have to use a public Wi-Fi, get a VPN, a virtual private network. Sign up for a VPN service so that you're able to access the free Wi-Fi that is available to everyone. Because you never know who is there trying to hack into somebody else's device to get information. And the next thing is that you must be careful of the public Wi-Fi that you're actually signing into, because some of these public Wi-Fi's are actually set up so that they can actually have persons log on, right, to steal their information. So there's always somebody sitting in some little dark room, in some little corner with some laptop and servers, that once it is you connect to these public Wi-Fi's, they automatically look into your devices and steal your data, right? Or even lock you out your own device sometimes. And looking at your passwords, when you are setting your passwords, please look at the strength of your password. When we speak about the strength of a password, we're talking about not you just utilizing a word. You can use a passphrase, right? Like today is going to be a great day. You substitute some of those letters with symbols and numbers. You don't use any space. You use capitalizations, right? So you can basically make it difficult for persons to actually guess your password, right? And when you're using a password, use multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is you utilizing more than one means to gain access to a device, right? So some persons might put in a PIN, right? A 4-digit PIN number. You might use a pattern, which you have to draw on the screen. You might use biometrics, utilizing your thumbs, or a facial recognition or retinal scans in order to get into your devices, right? So
there you have it. A lot of information being shared there, Mikey G.
Cyber robbers, cyber thieves. We have.
You know what I find out, Mikey G. It's something that's happening more and more, and I believe that it's something that we have to be deliberate in keeping ourselves informed and keeping ourselves secure, because of course these hackers, they don't take a break. Sorry.
These thieves don't take a break.
Thieves, they don't take a break.
We keep using these names, hackers. Of course they are that. They are hacking your stuff. But these thieves, you have to give them the correct name, right?
They don't take a break. Well, on that note, it is time for our news. And of course, our news is brought to us today by Asai Ultrasound Imaging.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun, with Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
Morning. It is Thursday, March 13th, and these are the news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Top lawyers support jury duty for permanent residents. Prominent lawyers in the Cayman Islands are advocating for the inclusion of long-term residents in the jury pool to address the growing difficulty of selecting jurors solely from Caymanians. Richard Barton, president of the Cayman Islands Legal Practitioners Association, stated that this expansion would mitigate conflicts arising in cases with multiple defendants. He emphasized that similar challenges exist in other UK overseas territories such as Bermuda and Turks and Caicos. Jury acquits dancing policeman's son. Grand Court jury has acquitted Fabian O'Connor Jr., son of the well-known dancing policeman, of attempting to run over his father while he was directing traffic in Georgetown. The jury deliberated for 90 minutes before returning a unanimous not guilty verdict. The elder O'Connor energetic dance moves while directing traffic was allegedly targeted by his son's vehicle last August. Youth Parliament demonstrates passionate debates. The 18th session of the Cayman Islands Youth Parliament showcased the debating skills of the next generation of political leaders. The annual event provided young people aged 15 to 25 with an opportunity to engage in parliamentary proceedings, draft motions, and influence decision makers. Young parliamentarians spent months preparing for this session, proving their commitment to civic engagement. PPM pledges modern traffic network. People's Progressive Movement leader Joey Hugh has pledged a modern integrated mass transit system to address Cayman's growing transportation challenges. He emphasized the need for a government-run service working alongside existing private sector minibus and announced that suitable sites for bus stations have already been identified across Grand Cayman. And now to regional news. Messi to travel for CONCACAF clash in Jamaica. Inter Miami head coach Javier Mascherano confirmed that Lionel Messi will travel with the squad to Jamaica for their CONCACAF Championships Cup second leg match against Cavalier SC. While Messi missed recent games for load management, Mascherano stated that the team would decide on his participation closer to match time. Miami currently holds a 2-0 aggregate lead in the tie. Caribbean Airlines resumes daily flights to Montego Bay. Caribbean Airlines has officially resumed daily direct flights from Fort Lauderdale to Montego Bay, connecting thousands of Jamaicans in South Florida with their homeland. CEO Gavin Madeira emphasized that the route is more than just a travel option. It is a vital link for the 300,000-strong Jamaican community in Fort Lauderdale. The airline will now operate daily flights between Fort Lauderdale and both Montego Bay and Kingston. Decomposed body discovered in Antigua. Antigua police have launched an investigation after a decomposed male body was discovered in Suites. A resident alerted authorities who found the fully clothed body near a residence. The police have not ruled out foul play and are conducting a full investigation. Grenada named Best Caribbean Island for Foodies. Grenada has been recognized as the top Caribbean destination for food lovers by the UK's Which Travel. The island earned an 82% customer satisfaction rating, surpassing destinations like Barbados and Jamaica. Known as the Spice Island, Grenada's culinary scene, particularly its bean to bar chocolate tours, was highlighted as a standout attraction. Grenada to play historic match against Russia. Grenada's national football team will make history by playing its first ever match against Russia on March 19, 2025. The fixture, announced by the Grenada Football Association, marks a significant milestone in the country's football development and international exposure. Those were your news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Please continue to stay tuned for more updates throughout the day.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
You ever hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care of yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Do the DCH. Drop. I remember.
I don't like how you laugh whenever you hear that. You know,
because it reminds me. It reminds me of one of our announcers, who was under his table when the
Oh yes.
I don't want to call any name this morning.
It's unfortunate, I would say, because I remember the last major tremor that I would have felt right here in Grand Cay, and after that we had a brother and a friend who got ill just
right after that tremor. I never forget it. I never forgot that.
And he never recovered. He never recovered.
I was looking at his photograph the other day, just I think last week. I was looking through some stuff and saw it. And I remember going by his house when, in fact, it was a morning, it was the night before we were supposed to be at a function. And he never turned up. In the morning, we are hearing that he was in hospital or was.
Yes, he had to be assisted from his home, as far as I remember. It's such a sad memory now as I think about it, but really the earth shook. The earth.
I remember where I was. I was at A. Thompson in the parking lot. I get out of my car, and I was like tripping.
Yeah.
I never knew that was possible.
And then the thing is, we have a lot of predictions, and we are prepared for a hurricane. We have buttoned up our windows, we cut our trees, and we collect water in case there is shortage of water, and we are prepared. The only thing when an earthquake strikes is it strikes, and then you are left wondering always, drop, cover, and hold on.
Try as you may sometimes. And these,
Try,
these,
yes.
and these earthquakes are now basically activating what you call tsunamis, and
Yes,
that's
yes.
another catastrophe all by itself.
Another catastrophe all by
Yeah.
itself. As a matter of fact, the last earthquake, which was in about over 100 miles from Georgetown, Grand Cayman, in the sea somewhere, we were under tsunami
Alert,
warning.
as a warning, yes, and what?
And yes, and of course, that in itself, life is just so uncertain, Mikey G. The things that happen, natural disasters that are happening. But as we also reflect on the news that have been shared, just now we hear about acquittal of the dancing policeman's son.
Yes, yes.
Also,
Maybe daddy don't bother want the thing to go no further.
the idea too of also um, permanent residents being
Being a part of
utilized,
the jury pool. Yeah.
jury pool, and so a lot of changes, a lot of things, and of course the public transportation system, the proposal for a government directed public transportation system. A lot happening in the news. And certainly, as I listened yesterday, I see some international stuff happening in Canada and the US, and a lot of things happening all over the world. You have to maintain your focus and maintain your stance. So many things are happening, and you have to be in the know, Mikey G, so that you know how to navigate your situation and how to make the plans moving forward.
As you talk about the public transportation system, ladies.
Yes.
Someone, as you start up something, somebody says you have to get a union to represent you.
Yes.
And sometimes the union that represents you, it does for itself more than it does for you, But in reality, though,
right,
being united in what you do is a very important factor.
Very important.
And so a body that will seek to represent all parties involved. What you know here is the inefficiency of the public transportation system that the government may want to consider taking it over. I remember one such time in Jamaica when 250,000 and all these buses was just running wild like crazy people on the road all over. And the government instituted a national bus service.
Yes.
And even today, the national bus service is doing so well.
Well,
And it relies heavily on the disorganization of the persons who operate and their disrespectful way of operating. It relies heavily on that. And so this is going to be the same thing the government will use once again to take over.
Well, bless you. Well, I'll say this, Mikey G, that in order for solutions to come up, the problems have to exist, right?
Right.
And so, as problems exist, then solutions
Are formed.
And that's how
Yes.
these businesses are formed
Yes.
as well. There's a demand.
I said to one person the other day that every problem is a new business.
Yeah, it's a solution that you come up with, and that's a business idea, certainly.
It's a business idea. Every problem is a business idea. Everyone.
Yeah. All right, so I must, of course, keep our listeners and viewers informed. I want to
Yes.
say good morning to our viewers on Facebook. I just reached out to one of our viewers and I said, "What's happening in your neck of the woods?" And she's in Jamaica. She says, "It's nice and quiet."
Nice and quiet.
Nice and quiet where she is. Okay, so on that note, I just want to inform you that today is National Good Samaritan Day.
Ah, that's my day. Indeed I'm a Samaritan first. You know, to be a good Samaritan, you must be a Samaritan. And Samaritans are never known to be good. That's the rule, right? And so I would say I am a good Samaritan because we as humans are not known to be good. That's
All
where
right,
it's
you're a
going to
good
be.
Samaritan. I'm gonna find out more about that because certainly this information is not from a religious perspective or a religious website. It's actually daysoftheyear.com. And of course, today is L. Ron Hubbard Day, Popcorn Lovers Day, World Kidney Day, International Riesling Day. So, on that note, of course, we will have to share on our media platform. Dr. K presented yesterday on kidney stone, right? And how to prevent kidney stone and manage and the symptoms and all of that. So we certainly will share a snippet today on World Kidney Day. But there are days that we are not so familiar with, so we ought to use this as an opportunity for us to learn.
Let's find out a few things. I'm up for learning every single day.
What do you want? All right, I'll save Good Samaritan Day for last.
All right.
Right? So, L. Ron Hubbard Day. Right? And of course, who is L. Ron Hubbard? He has written a lot of books about the founding of Scientology. That's Ron Hubbard. Right? It marks the day that L. Ron Hubbard was born, making it the perfect time to honor his contributions. He wasn't just a prolific writer. Hubbard's ideas laid the groundwork for the Church of Scientology, a movement that has sparked curiosity and debate globally.
The Church of what?
Scientology.
The Church of Psychology.
Scientology.
I'm missing it.
Well, see? Yes. So, very interesting here. So, this will spark a desire to find out much because for him to make it on the national calendar, then certainly it's something that warrants us doing a little bit more research on. But let's talk about Good Samaritan Day. Throughout history, the term Good Samaritan has been associated with the idea of helping a stranger or doing a good deed for someone, especially a person who can't necessarily pay it back. And that's what National Good Samaritan Day is all about. Every day is a great day to be helpful, but National Good Samaritan Day offers a special opportunity and focus. Try some of these ideas for celebrating the day. 1. Develop a habit of kindness. Thank a Good Samaritan. Read about the Good Samaritan. And of course, the National Good Samaritan Day can be traced back several years ago to a parable that was told by Jesus in the Gospel of Luke in the Bible. It tells the story of a traveler, presumed to be Jewish, who is attacked and left on the side of the road after two different righteous or religious men passed by and did not help. A Samaritan finally stopped at this time, Samaritans and Jewish people would have been sworn enemies, but this particular person still took pity on the man and went far out of his way to help.
So the story is saying that you don't have to be Christian to be an helpful person. Yeah, and then you might want to say, those hypocrites, don't be like them. Don't be a Christian, because if you are a Christian, you are not going to be a good Samaritan. No, I mean that's where the storyline can go. Of course, what I just listened to a while ago was that they then later on ascribed the idea of this statement as a good Samaritan as an afterthought of the Bible story, which is really the fundamental principle of where that this concept come from. The biblical principle of Jesus telling a story about someone who is.
But I'm going to share a little bit more information on the day, because National Good Samaritan Day is observed on this day in honor of a woman named Catherine Kitty Genovese. On March 13, 1964, she was murdered near her New York City home, and although more than 30 people saw something or heard her screams, no one stepped forward to help or call the police. So the purpose behind the National Good Samaritan Day is to encourage community and mutual support. The hope is that more people will pay attention and intervene when someone is in need, not only on this day, but all throughout the year.
So you're saying the George Floyd situation sparked, of course, would have invoked that good Samaritan spirit, and I guess that came out
people
at that time.
would have seen, but no one would have done.
But in this case, everybody came out. Black Life Matters.
Yes.
And then they mixed it up with a whole lot of stuff after that, and then created another problem. All right. So we couldn't just keep it free from all the nonsense that would have attached itself to the Black Lives Matter, and it created another situation that is now questionable to too many things. So
yes,
it's sad to see how we can have something pure, and then everybody just say, let's add ourselves to it too. Let's attach ourselves because we are also a part of this thing. You are not a part of it. You are a separate entity, and please, just do it like that. All life matters, and we want to say it like that too. All life matters. All life matter, not just all the black ones, but all the lives matter. It's sad to say that black people have been fighting for their lives from over 400 years of trying to stay human. Stay human. And that's where I'd put it.
On that note, it's time to get out of studio, Mikey G.
We have a birthday to share. There's one birthday to share, and of course, let me put this one up. A run walk. Let me do the run walk first. I want to do the run walk. Okay. Run walk, and yes, Walk for Life 4K 2025, Sunday, April 27th. And this comes up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Of course, $25 is for the registration, and the fine print, it will tell you that you also get a t-shirt with that, and a few other things. All right, so please pay attention for that one. That one is in Florida, for those who are in the Florida area, for VIPs. Please guys, you can attend that one. Please, you can pay attention to it. Mark it on your calendar to an event that you would want to be at not the Ambassador Church in the US of A in the Florida area. All right. So, having said that, we are sharing a birthday with you this morning. All right, Pastor Capel Thompson. Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, and also happy birthday to Lumen. Oh yes. Happy birthday. Mikey, it's time for you to start to sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pastor Thompson and Lumen. Did I get it right? Compleanno feliz, Compleano feliz. Compleano feliz. All right, let's get that one right in there. And of course, happy birthday to our
celebrants today.
Yes, our celebrants.
On that note, it's time for us to get out of studio. It has been a wonderful, wonderful morning. I've enjoyed today's episode of the Breakfast Hour.
Cybersecurity is a very important part of our lives.
Cybersecurity, protecting your personal
information,
identifier information, PII, your name, your address, your physical address, or your virtual address, things that you just take for granted.
People who like to post every single thing on social media, and people can track you. They know your family. They know all about you. They know everything. They know everything about you without even.
Where you're going later.
You know where you're going. Yes, I remember Lady Elise, ambassador in one of those countries. I don't know if it was a United States ambassador. I'm not sure if it was so. What was an ambassador? And they killed the man and the family. What was happening? Children were on social media, or someone of them was on social media. I'm not sure. And they used the social media page and post to track exactly where they were, and they didn't know. They followed them. They followed them, and they end up killing them, and that was a tragedy. And they linked it to the social media platform usage, not the social media platform, but how you misuse it, or it is encouraging you to use. We have to be mindful, to be cautious what we share, even if we have to share. It is not a word that we must share, but please, apart from somebody hacking your stuff and displaying it all over, be careful what you share, please.
Yes.
For your own safety, and not just yourself. Please, you're putting your family at risk. Not just you. If it was you alone, God forbid, you get hurt and everybody is safe, we'll be crying. I would be crying. But don't put your family at risk with yourself. Please, I ask you to just stop. Think about it a little bit before you post the next thing about all.
Think it over. And on that note, Mikey G, it's time for us to get out the studio.
I want to say this morning. Let me do it like this. And I want to play this song again before the day is over. God is going to come through. So this is what we're going to do for this morning's experience. Yeah, you haven't said ta-ta yet, Lady Elise. So I'm going to do one chorus, one verse of the song. And then you can say bye-bye. Subscribe and like and share and link and all that. All right, so we'll be back.
And you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
Corinthians 2:9 and 10.
No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him. But God has revealed it to us by His Spirit.
You're locked into the station that helps you tap into those incredible things that God is preparing for you.
You're listening to Flashpoint, the family radio.
Second Corinthians 2:9 and 10.
No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him. But God has revealed it to us by His Spirit.
You're locked into the station that helps you tap into those incredible things that God is preparing for you.
You're listening to Flashpoint, the family radio.
I'm gonna switch that one, of course. Do it like this. I'm still here this morning. Though the devil tried to kill me.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Though the devil tried to kill me, I'm still here. God held me in his arms, protect me with his hands. That's why I am still here. Oh Lord, I am still here. Sing it one more time. I'm still here. I'm still here. Though the devil tried to kill me, I'm still here. God held me in his arms, protect me with his hands. That's why.
Thank God I'm still here with all that has happened, all that has come my way, the storms and the fire and the floods. I'm still here. As we get out of studio, I want to encourage everybody to stay safe. For those heading to the match, of course, it's CONCACAF Champions Cup over there in Jamaica. And I understand that the Cavaliers team landed in Jamaica, chartered flight, and saw football turn up in Jamaica today.
Everybody's out. Everybody's out. It's a national holiday.
Yes, I don't know if Lionel Messi made it, but he was slated to be there playing in the match in Jamaica. So we expect to hear more. I guess all eyes will be glued to watching that match today, and certainly be safe, everyone. No matter where you find yourself in the world, Flashpoint has its tentacles all over. Cayman, US, Caribbean, Jamaica, Canada, UK, wherever you find yourself, we are happy that you decide to join. Even Poland, special good morning or good afternoon or good night, no matter what time of day it is to you. Have yourself a wonderful day and see you same time, same place. Remember to like, share, and subscribe as the Flashpoint family is growing like exponentially.
Pressures of life surrounds me, but thank God I am still here.
Though the enemy tried to hurt me, thank God we are still here. This is a prayer for all our VIPs, all our members, all our listeners this morning. I want to say to you, thank you for joining us, and of course we hope that this morning's episode of the Breakfast Hours has been a blessing to somebody, to you, and you may share it with someone, and to let someone know that God is always in control, no matter what the circumstances are. He is indeed the one who governs our lives. Today, remember, there's no better place to be but in God's temple, when you can worship and serve Him. That's where you need to be, alright? So, have yourself a great day, guys. Like, share, subscribe to Flashpoint. Remember, Flashpoint Radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky, every single day.
I remember my Redeemer, who has always been my strong tower, and has never leave my side. So when I'm going through my trial, I
Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever. Are we part of this circus? Is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter? Or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better, I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever.
You're listening to Flashpoint, the family radio.